Hey there. So recently I was talking to a buddy of mine and we were really just talking about the little things. And she was saying, Mariah, I feel like I feel like there's more in my life. I feel like I can take my business to the next level. I feel like I can, do all these things, but I kind of am missing out because I'm not doing those small and simple things day in and day out. So I literally like my mind was like, "Oh my gosh, I have so much to say on this and I have so many thoughts on this." So today this episode is really all just targeted on those small, simple things that you can do day in and day out to really increase your real estate production, increase your happiness, increase your overall well-being in your life. And we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah K here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a luxury real estate agent and coach in both California and Utah, and this channel is literally everything you need to know about building and scaling your business the modern way by leveraging the power of social media. If that's of interest to you, consider subscribing down below. Make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you are notified every week I drop a new video. I hear from real estate agents like you all the time, or people who are looking at getting into the real estate industry, and I absolutely love it. So if you have questions, if you want to give me a phone call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I would love to chat and love to connect with you. So feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and let's connect. So let's hop right into it. Like I said, I was recently talking to a good friend, and she was like, Mariah, I feel like there's so much more in my business, in my life. I feel like I can take things to the next level, but I'm missing out on things. And it really got me thinking about me growing up. And both my parents were elementary teachers. And as I watched them, and as an adult now, I look back on different things and I'm like, they nailed a lot of things with those small, simple daily habits, daily routines that they implemented in their lives. Number one is just simply, how are you spending your mornings? Yes, it seems so easy, and it is so easy. But here's the thing, how you spend your mornings. Ask yourself this question. There have been periods in my life where literally, like, the alarm goes off. I can't get out of bed because I got no sleep because I'd been, up with kids all night, and I'm just, I feel like I'm on the hamster wheel, right? Because I'm super sleep deprived. I'm right. There have been other times in my life where I set my alarm before, hours before the kids even get up. And I have my morning routine going. I'm doing my miracle morning. I'm exercising. I'm reading. I'm journaling. I'm doing my affirmations. I'm, really meditating, praying, visualizing how I want my day to go. When you compare those two, and again, it's different chapters of your life. So you might be in one chapter of your life where you really are kind of on that hamster wheel just because of the time and season that you're at. It's not always going to be like that. It is not always going to be like that. I'm here to tell you, I remember when I had 4 kids, ages 4 and under. Yes, it was crazy. And I had newborn twins. My second was, I had my newborn twins, and then I had 2 kids above that. One was 2 and one was 4. And I literally was like, I don't even know what day it is. I don't even know what time it is. But there are those different chapters. So number one, like I said, is really examining your morning routine. Are you giving yourself enough time? Are you giving yourself enough time to do what you need to do and to do those important things that are really going to fuel your mind, your body, your spirit, so that you can help, that you can support, you can do all those other things for your clients, for your family, for you, if you've taken care of you. So honestly, morning routine is one of the easiest, but it's also one of the hardest too, because it's easy to do, but it's easy not to do too. Do you know what I'm saying? It's easy to set your alarm and to wake up, because if you go to bed a little bit earlier, it's easy to do that. But it's also easy to hit the snooze button and be like, oh, I'm going to take an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, right? So it's easy to do and it's easy not to do. The same thing, moving right on to the next one. Number 2, how do you talk to yourself? Honestly, how do you talk to yourself? Are you positive and encouraging to yourself? Do you tell yourself, hey, you know what? It didn't work out this time, but I'm going to keep trying. or hey, this didn't go the way I wanted, yet I'm still going to whatever it is. How are you talking to yourself? Are you being positive, uplifting, encouraging? Are you building yourself up? I was talking to a friend the other day about being a builder, and there's one of these friends that I have that are just constantly building. And I go, I love being around this person because every time I'm around this person, I'm like, oh my gosh, they just are positive, uplifting, building. And so think about that for yourself. Are you being a builder for yourself? Are you being an encourager to yourself? Are you somebody that you actually want to be around? If you're not, think about making those small, simple adjustments. Think about the way you're talking to yourself. Would you talk to your friend that way? Would you talk to your children that way? Would you talk to your spouse that way? If not, take a moment to really reflect and think about how you're treating yourself, how you're talking to yourself, and really what those morning routines are looking like. Moving right along, these next two really go hand in hand. The next one, what are you reading? Yes, what are you reading and what are you watching? What are you filling your mind, your body, your spirit with? What are you reading and what are you watching? Are you reading things that are positive, uplifting, encouraging, motivating, right? I know some of these books I'm reading, I'm like, I I start reading it and I just like want to bounce right into action. And then there's some other things that I've read before that I'm kind of like, ho hum, like it doesn't put me in that kind of motivational type of, thought process or whatnot. So if you are reading things that are, encouraging, positive, like I said, it has what we call like a ripple effect. It has a ripple effect not only in your life, but also it's a carryover into your business. So think about what you're reading. Think about what you're watching. Are you watching things again that are motivational? Are you watching things that are going to, build you up and, increase kind of, your thought process and all? Or are you watching things that are kind of more negative or a downer? Just think about that the next time you pick up a book, the next time you're scrolling social media. Are you following accounts on your social media that you're thinking, gosh, this is super motivating? Or are you thinking, oh man, why are they doing that? So think about what you're watching, think about what you are reading, and then the next one is think about what you're listening to. What kind of music are you listening to? What kind of podcasts are you listening to? Are you listening to the news that is maybe negative, or are you listening to something that is more positive? Really take time. Again, it seems so basic of these small, simple things that you are filling yourself with, but those small, simple things will really, like I said, it will have that ripple effect on your life. Number 5, you've heard me say this before, but who are you spending your time with? Who are you willing to share your time and energy with? If you are willing to share your time and energy with people who are maybe not as encouraging, not as building, not as motivating, not as right, not pointed kind of in the direction that you are going, then maybe you need to limit your time with them. Maybe you save more of that time for people who you feel like are going to be the type of people you want to spend more time with. So really examine how you're spending your time and energy. I was recently talking with a real estate agent. She called me and she was like, Mariah, I feel like I'm doing everything. I'm hosting events, I am going out to lunch with people 2-3 times a week. I'm literally doing all these things to try and build my business. And she goes, it's just not working. She's like, I haven't sold a home in months. It's not working. And I asked her this question. I said, who are you surrounding yourself with? And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, you know, who are you, allowing your time to be spent with? Who are you sharing your time and energy with? And she's like, well, just kind of anybody that I know. And I said, what if you were to be more selective? What if you were to spend your time with, those people who you really like want to do business with? And she like looked at me, she's like, I had never thought about that before. I'm like, no, really, honestly, like think about your ideal client and think about who you want to work with, who you trust, who you know, right? And think about that. And then pursue people who you want to spend your time and energy with. I don't know about you, but I remember even, many years ago, I was spending time with people, and sometimes I remember getting done with lunch and being like, whew, I feel so drained. I don't feel like uplifted at all. And you know what? There's going to be some times where, you know, this, I know this, where it's not always going to be positive. It's not always going to be uplifting. And there's going to be people that are going through really hard times, and you are going to be there to build and support other people too. But if you know there's this constant loop of like, oh man, anytime this person calls, or anytime it's like, oh, I need to allow 30 minutes, an hour, and I'm going to be listening the whole time, and it's going to just drain my energy, you don't want that. You want to find people who are going to ignite your energy, and somebody, again, who is positive, who is uplifting, and somebody who will build. And last but not least, this actually goes along with who you spend your time and energy with, but who has access to you? Yes, who has access to you? Do you answer every single phone call, every single text, every single social media post? How do you spend your time, and who has access to you? Now, you might give everybody access to you, which is fine, but that's going to limit the amount of time that you have for some of those most important things. So for me personally, I know that I want to give access to my husband and to my kids first and foremost. Like, they're number one. So if, things come up, I want to make sure that that I am very accessible. If I get a phone call from school and one of my kids is sick, boom, you better believe I am going to be, they've got full they've got first priority. Then looking to the next part. Okay, who else has access to me? Well, guess what? My clients are definitely going to have access to me, and I want to make sure I'm providing good service, but I also want to make sure that I've got set boundaries. So if clients are calling me at 11 o'clock at night, guess what? I'm going to return their phone call the next day, simply because I'm already asleep. Like, unless there's some like crazy emergency, they're like, I'm not waking up for I'm not waking up for that. So really set your boundaries, figure out who you want to give access to in your life, and then again, build the business of your dreams. Think about what you're wanting to do and build from there. It goes back to those small, simple things. Like I said in the beginning, what does your morning routine look like? What are you listening to? What are you watching? What are you reading? What are those things that you are doing? How are you spending your time? How are you spending your energy? And who are you spending this with? If you realize, and after you do like kind of an examination of this, and you go, oh my goodness, you know what? I might need to cut out a few things here. I might need to limit some of the access that some people have. I might need to wake up a half hour earlier to get my day started. Whatever it is, it goes back to those small, simple things. And I honestly can tell you, I look at my business and I look at it, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I look at it 5 years ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like so much has changed for the better simply by implementing these small, simple things. They yield huge results. You are in control of your business. You are in control of your life. And when you take control and you surround yourself with positivity, and you are, really your biggest cheerleader, the way you talk to yourself, the way you think, you will do big things. I am so excited for you in this next journey. Drop a comment down below if any of this resonates with you. And if you are looking to build and scale your business the modern way by leveraging the power of social media, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Let's chat. Let's see how we can take your business to the next level. Rooting for you, cheering you on, and wishing you a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.